Shalom, Kal Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Hashem Kakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them, that taught us His truth. And Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that push the word of truth and its sincerity, the hopeful elect, tabernacle of David. All right, I'm the brother Yashawan, back with the World War III Daily Update. We're going to make this real quick. Just how they're pushing forward on this alliance called NATO, which is the beast, one part of the beast. NATO and the EU. You got the horse sitting on the back of the beast, Babylon the Great. You got the great Satan, Babylon, and you got the little Satan, what they call the little Satan in the Valley of Jehoshaphat, which is the Middle East. That's the small hats, the Amalekites, so-called Israelis. All right, so this is Joel 3 and 2. And I will gather all nations. The nations are being gathered. Most High said, I will gather all nations and the armies of those nations, and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. For what? And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. Why do I say the armies? I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. I will gather all nations and bring them into so the armies of all the nations, the armies that represent those particular nations, I will gather all the nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. I will gather all the nations. I will gather all the nations. Okay? Let's look at the gathering. Got Sweden. Got Finland. Okay? Got Babylon. The Most High is gathering the nations. These are the leaders, the kings and queens of that particular nation. What's going on? Proverbs 21. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, as the rivers of water. He turneth it whithersoever he will. The Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, controls the mind of a king or a queen as easily as he directs the course of a stream. What's going on here? These people are being made to do the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. What are they doing? What is the Most High got them doing? He got them doing this. Gathering all nations. They're going to send their armies into the Middle East, the valley of Yahweh. He's going to make a quick work of all their armies and put these people head first into slavery. And they're fighting against it. They know what's going on out in what they call space with these vehicles. Why is suddenly UFOs are just saturating the airwaves? Why? Oh, UFO conference, right? Oh, we're having a Congress is going to discuss UFOs and repeat the same bullshit that they have for the last 70 years and explain it away. It's lucky. Let's watch this.
Please.
This is France 24 English. Today, May 19th, I'm not mistaken. Biden holds press conference with Finnish and Swedish kings and queens, leaders. Okay? He's saying, hey, we're doing this. We're making a pageant out of it. You see this, Vlad? You see what we're doing? Vladimir? What you gonna do? This is NATO the beast. Who can make war with NATO the beast? Well, the Most High has an answer in Ezekiel 38. Okay? Because the Most High is the one that's directing this whole show. He's got these fools coming together, gathering them, all nations, where? Into the Middle East for the final showdown.
Please be seated. Thank you. It's not only a beautiful day, this is, in my view and the view of my team, a momentous day. It's a very, very good day. Today I'm proud to welcome and offer the strong support of the United States
This nigga's proud.
For the applications of two great democracies and two close, highly capable partners to join the strongest, most powerful defensive alliance in the history of the world. Two proud, independent countries exercise.
Too proud. We're going to close on that. I'm going to let a little bit of this play.
Highly capable partners to join the strongest, most powerful defensive alliance in the history of the world.
The beast.
Two proud, independent countries exercising the sovereign right all states possess to decide their own security. President Nisto, you are, and Prime Minister Anderson, it's a great honor to have both of you here at the White House as Finland and Sweden began the process of joining NATO.
The beast.
It was out of the wreckage of World War II that NATO was formed. And in 7 decades that followed, NATO has proved itself an indispensable alliance, committed to a Europe whole, free, and at peace. But in recent years, doubts began to arise. Was NATO still relevant? Was it still effective? Is it still needed in the 21st century world?
The beast.
Today, there is no question. NATO is relevant. It is effective. And is more needed now than ever. The indispensable alliance of decades past is still the indispensable alliance for the world we face today. And, I would argue, tomorrow as well. And the decision of Sweden and Finland, the one they have made, is testament to that commitment. This is about the future. It's about a revived NATO that has the tools and resources, the clarity and conviction to defend our shared values and lead the world. Sweden and Finland are already among our closest partners on a range of issues, from strengthening peace and stability to advancing human rights, to taking on the climate crisis and addressing food insecurity, from strengthening the global health to promoting development. Finnish and Swedish troops have already served shoulder to shoulder with U.S. and NATO forces.
What is this about? This is about war. Okay? They're choosing up sides on the way into World War III. That's what it's not about anything other than power, and power comes through your military. Finnish and Swedish what? Troops. This is dealing with war, the war that is about to jump off. And Vlad is like this. Look, you didn't see me 3 days ago put my nukes on your border?
Climate crisis and addressing food insecurity, from strengthening the global health to promoting development.
Troops.
Finnish and Swedish troops have already served shoulder to shoulder with U.S. and NATO forces
in Ukraine. That's what Mariupol was about. They didn't want to come out. Whatever they were hiding in there. And all those NATO troops, if you will, all of those people that are a part of NATO, these different generals, colonels, whoever the hell was in uh, those catacombs down in Mariupol that is now coming out, and they're not going to show it. Okay, they're not going to show it on. If you could read Russian right now, you would find out who was down there and what they were doing. Okay, but of course there's a blackout on what really went on, because as far as the Ukraine is concerned and the Western media, well, they really didn't surrender. They didn't lose. They didn't get starved out. Like if you could speak Russian, you would know what was going on from their point of view. But we're not going to hear about that until maybe 2 weeks later, when it starts eking out, when the truth slowly crawls out and is made manifest. All right, so what we see here is the Most High is gathering all nations. Okay? People are choosing sides in what capacity they're going to move forward into World War III. All right? NATO and the EU is the beast system. Who can make war with the beast? The answer is the angels and Yahweh Shah. All right? Let's get that real close. This is Revelation 19:19. And I saw the beast. The beast is NATO and the EU. And the kings of the earth. Did we not just see the kings of the earth? That's the king of the earth. Of Finland. Of Babylon the Great. And that's probably a dude. Right? Because they look surprisingly just like each other. See that line right there that they call a mouth? Same thing. Anyway, she's a king of the earth, or a queen, if you will. Okay, these are the kings of the earth. And NATO is the beast. Part of the beast. And the EU. And I saw the beast, NATO and the EU, and the kings of the earth. Well, there they are. I saw them too. Okay? Whose account is this? Is this John the Revelator on the Isle of Patmos? And I saw the beast and the king. Well, we're looking at it right now. Okay? Now, what they're going to do, even Vlad is going to join this team. Xi Jinping, Kim Jong-un. They're fighting each other right now, but they're all going to come back together for what? The last showdown. And I saw the beast, NATO and the EU, and the kings of the earth, and their armies. And what were they? Gathered together. To do what? To make war. Against who? Yahweh Shai, who sat on the horse and has an army. The rider on the white horse. Who sat on the horse? So NATO and the EU and all the armies of the earth, you see this? All the armies, let's go right here. The armies of the earth. Who's the only one that don't have an army? The true Israelites. Why? Because here's our army right here. Starting with the supreme general, right? Him that sat on the horse and his army. This is our army right here. They that be with us are more than they that be with them. Now, who is this that sat on the horse, the rider on the white horse? And I saw heaven opened, the fourth dimension, and behold, a white horse, that chariot. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness doth he judge and make war. He's fighting for us. This is the one that the world ignorantly calls Jesus, whose name is Yahawashah. And if you saw him today, you would say, well, he was an African American man with dark brown skin and woolly hair. He had an afro. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. What white horses? These white horses. Okay? So the gathering is taking place. Gathered together. Who's gathering them? The Most High is gathering them. Gathered together. Double. I also, who is I? Yahweh, the Most High. I will also gather all nations. So with that, we hope that the elect were edified. What a magnificent story it is. Can't wait to see the end. You brothers and few sisters, with that we're going to say shalom.